Hello everyone. So let us start with a new topic today, polynomials. So before moving on to the actual topic, let us understand the meaning of the term polynomial. Now polynomial basically comprises of two terms. First is poly and the other is nomial. Now what does poly means? Poly means many and nomial here means terms. So any algebraic expression that has many terms in it will be a polynomial. For example, 6x cubed plus 4x plus 5. Now this is an algebraic expression and here we have three terms in the algebraic expression. Therefore, this will be a polynomial. Now let us look at the degree of a polynomial. So the basics of polynomials are already covered in class 9. So now we will look at the degree of polynomial. What is the degree of a polynomial? The degree of a polynomial is the highest power of the variable. Highest power of the variable. Now, for example, in the above expression was 6x cubed plus 4x plus 5. Now here the variable is x and the highest power of the variable is 3. Therefore, we will say that the degree of the polynomial is 3. Let us take another example. Let's say 5x squared plus 2x plus 1. Now here again the variable is x. The highest power of the variable is 2. Therefore, we would say that the degree of the polynomial is 2. Now one thing that has to be kept in mind is that that the highest power of the variable can never be in fraction or in negative form. For example, if I say I have an algebraic expression, let's suppose root x plus 1 upon 4. Now here what is the power of the variable? The power of the variable would be 1 upon 2. Now, as the power is in fractional form, therefore, we would say that this term is not a polynomial. Let us take another example of this. Let's suppose I have this expression 1 upon x plus 3. Again, the power of the variable here is minus 1. Therefore, we would say that this algebraic expression is not a polynomial. Now we will take few examples on this. Let's suppose I have this expression 3x plus 2. Now what is the highest power of the variable here? The degree we can say, the degree of the polynomial here is 1. Why? Because the highest power of the variable is 1. Now since the degree is 1, whenever the degree of a polynomial is 1, we say that this is a linear polynomial. Linear polynomial. Why? Because here the highest power of the variable is 1. That is, it is linear in nature. Let us take another example now. If I have an expression 3x squared plus 4x plus 6. What is the degree here? The variable is x. The highest power of the variable is 2. Therefore, the degree would be equal to 2. Now, since the degree is 2, it is known as quadratic polynomial. We have heard of the term quadratic equation. It is the same like this. Since the highest power is 2 of the variable, so the degree is equals to 2 and therefore it is known as quadratic polynomial. Similarly, if the expression has the degree equal to 3, what can we say for this? Here the degree is equal to 3. Fine. So we will say that this is a cubic polynomial. So this was the basic about the polynomial. Now the next topic we will learn about the zeros of a polynomial. Now let us consider a polynomial. let's suppose we have a polynomial px. So what is px? We have px equal to let's say 4x square minus 3x plus 1. Now why we say px? Because this particular polynomial is defined in the variable x. See, we have here x square, x plus 1. If I would have written the polynomial in terms of y, it would have been 4y square minus 3y plus 1. Fine. So since this polynomial is defined in the variable x, it is written as 4x square minus 3x plus 1. Now, if I say what is the value of this particular polynomial, I need to find the value of, first I say I need to find the value of this polynomial at the value 1. So what do I need to do? Now instead of x, I need to put the value as 1. Why? Because here the polynomial was defined in the variable x, but now we need to put the value of x equals to 1. So we will put the value of x equal to 1. Instead of x, we will put 1. So it will become 4 minus 3 plus 1. This is equal to what? 1 plus 1. This is equals to 2. So the value of the polynomial when x is equals to 1 is equal to 2. So similarly, we can find the values, like we can find value at 6, we can find the value of the polynomial at point minus 1 and so on. Now, there will be few values where the overall value of the polynomial will be equal to 0. And at that particular point, we would say that it is the 0 of the polynomial. Now we will take an example for this. So we will start with a linear polynomial. Now let us study about the zeros of a polynomial. Consider a linear polynomial. Let's suppose I have a linear polynomial px is equals to let's say 5x plus 2. Now we need to find the zeros of a polynomial. As I told you earlier, the zero of a polynomial is the value of x, where the value of the whole polynomial becomes 0. That is, the value of 5x plus 2 will be equal to 0. Now we need to find the point where the value 5x plus 2 is equals to 0. So what we will do, this is a linear equation in one variable. We will solve this equation. So we will get 5x is equals to minus 2. X is equals to minus 2 upon 5. So at this particular point, when x is equals to minus 2 by 5, the value of the polynomial will be equal to 0. Now consider another example for this. Let's suppose I have a linear polynomial, let's say 3x minus 2. Now to find the 0 of the polynomial, what we will do is, we'll substitute 3x minus 2 is equals to 0. From here we'll get 3x is equals to 2 and x is equals to 2 by 3. So when the value of x is equals to 2 by 3, the value of the polynomial will be equal to 0. So in general, if we have a linear polynomial, let's say ax plus b, and we want to find the 0 of the polynomial, what we will do is, we will substitute ax plus b is equals to 0. We can say ax is equals to minus b and x is equals to minus b by a. So this is a generalized formula of finding the 0 of a linear polynomial. Now let us study the 0 of a linear polynomial on a graph. We'll take a very simple example for this. Let's suppose I have an expression y is equals to 4x plus 2. Now, as we know, y is equals to 4x plus 2 represents a simple line. So what we'll do, first we'll draw a graph for this. So I'll put the value for x and y. This is for x and this is for y. Now when I'll substitute x is equals to 0, when I'll substitute x is equals to 0, what will I get? 4 into 0 plus 2, and the corresponding value for y would be 0 plus 2, that is equals to 2. So it will be 2. Now when I put y is equals to 0, so it will be 4x plus 2 is equals to 0. Therefore we can say 4x is equals to minus 2 and x is equals to minus 2 upon 4, or it is equal to minus 1 upon 2. So it will be minus 1 upon 2. Now we'll draw a graph for this. Now also, to find the 0 of the polynomial, what we do is we substitute 4x plus 2 is equals to 0. 4x plus 2 is equals to 0. So x will obviously will come equal to minus 2 by 4, or we can say the 0 will be equal to minus 1 upon 2. So what we can observe this, when we draw the graph of a linear polynomial, the coordinate where the graph touch the x-axis is actually the 0 of the polynomial. That is, at any point where the graph will touch the x-axis, that will be the 0 of the polynomial. So this is basically the relation between the geometrical representation and what do we actually solve. Now let us look at the zeros of a quadratic polynomial, and we'll see the difference between the zeros of a linear polynomial and a quadratic polynomial. Let's suppose I have a quadratic polynomial. Let's say px is equals to x square plus 3x plus 2. Now to find the zeros of a polynomial, what we generally do is we'll substitute this value equals to 0, because actually at the end the whole value becomes 0. Therefore what we will do is we'll substitute x square plus 3x plus 2 is equals to 0. Now we need to solve this. Now as we know this is a quadratic polynomial, what we need to do is we need to split this middle term into two parts such that the sum of those two parts is equals to 3x and the multiplication of both the terms is equals to 2x square. Fine. So what we will do is x square plus 2x plus 2 plus x plus 2 is equals to 0. Now here 2x plus x, again we got 3x, and 2x plus x, when we multiply both the terms we will get 2x square. So when we'll solve this, we'll take these two terms together and these two terms together, we'll take x common here, so it will become x plus 2 plus 1 and x plus 2. So we'll get x plus 1 into x plus 2 is equals to 0. Therefore, now here we have x plus 1 is equals to 0 and x plus 2 is equals to 0. So x is equals to minus 1 and x is equals to minus 2. Now here we have two values. That is, if we substitute x is equals to minus 1 here in this expression, then also we'll get the value 0, and if we substitute x is equals to minus 2, then also we will get the value equals to 0. So this is the way of finding zeros of a quadratic polynomial. Now next we will look again the geometrical representation of zeros of a quadratic polynomial. Now when we'll draw the graph of a quadratic polynomial, now since this is a quadratic polynomial, the graph of a quadratic polynomial is a parabola. What is a parabola? It is a shape this way. It can be this way or either it can be this way, depends on the equation of the quadratic polynomial. So now here when we will draw the graph of a quadratic polynomial, it will be a parabola where the parabola will touch the x-axis at 2 points. Namely, first point will be equal to minus 1 comma 0 and the other point would be minus 2 comma 0. And here we have got the solution as minus 1 and minus 2. So therefore, again, we can say that whenever the graph touches the x-axis, the x coordinates, all the x coordinate will be the 0 of the quadratic polynomial. Now let us do questions on this. In the first question, it is given for each of the graph, find the number of zeros of px. Now in this, we have a polynomial px and the graph of the polynomial is given. So basically we don't have an equation for the polynomial. Instead, we have a graph of the polynomial. Now we need to find the number of zeros. So as discussed earlier, the number of zeros of a graph is the point where the graph touches the x-axis. So now we look into the first graph. In the first graph, we can see that the graph is touching only at one point. Therefore, the number of zeros in this particular polynomial would be 1. In the second graph, the graph touches the x-axis at 2 points, here and here. Therefore, the number of the zeros would be 2. In this particular graph, the graph touches the x-axis at 3 points. So the number of the zeros would be 3. In this, the graph is touching 1 point. So the number of zeros would be 1. And here, the graph is touching the x-axis at 1, 2, 3 and 4 points. So the number of the zeros would be 4. In the second question, it is given, find the zeros or the roots of the polynomial px is equals to x square minus 22x plus 121. Now, one thing you need to note is that the zeros and the roots of the polynomials are the same. So therefore, what we will do is, we know that to find the zeros of the polynomial, we substitute the polynomial equals to 0. So we'll put x square minus 22x plus 121 is equals to 0. Now this is a quadratic polynomial, right? So we need to solve it by dividing this middle term into 2 parts, right? What we will do is x square, we can do this way, minus 11x plus 121 is equals to 0. Fine. Now I'll take these two parts together, So it will become x minus 11 minus 1 and minus 11, x minus 11 is equals to 0. It means x minus 11 into x minus 11 is equals to 0. Therefore, here we can say that the zeros or the roots of the quadratic polynomial px is equals to x square minus 22x plus 121 is equals to 11. So this was the basic about the polynomials. In my second video, we will study about the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient of a polynomial. Thank you so much for watching the video.